yesterday as well. Arizona State, we felt that they were going to name a starting QB, and they finally made it official today.
Yeah, and then that's one of the things that I was bemoaning the fact of, hey, look, pick your guy and let's move on.
Yeah.
I mean, you got August 31st is, 9 days away to take on Southern Utah. You want to have all the starters in place on both sides of the ball. This ASU staff has seen enough, and it looks as though Jaden Rashada, the freshman, is going to be the guy. So obviously he's shown some consistency. What I've seen as far as him getting the ball down the field, the juice he brings to the offense, his maturity for a young man.
Yep.
And here's this kid that was the number 27 overall recruit in last year's class that's stepping forward. So my whole contention is, well, whatever you feel is the way to get him in there, get him going, get him started, get the timing worked out, get the plays in and out of the huddle. They'll probably have one more maybe quasi-scrimmage, maybe Friday or Saturday.
Okay.
And then by that time, you just kind of refine, go over your game plan, and get yourself ready for Southern Utah, who will be what I call a glorified scrimmage anyway. So let them work the bugs out. Let everybody get familiar with the starting rotation and what that's going to be, and let's just move forward with it.
Yeah, I was kind of shocked to see that Bourget kind of fell off after spring ball, right? Going into spring ball, after spring ball, he was the starter. So I'm wondering what happened during that fall camp. I think if Drew Pine was healthy, I think he would have got the job.
See, I think you're right on that one.
I think you're right about
hamstring,
that.
We'll see when he comes back with that. But I love Jaden Rashada. I mean, I got to see him at a 7-on-7 thing. I know it's 7-on-7, but like last January, humble kid, quick twitch, throws the ball out quick. He's got a big arm too, Minuch, which you're a fan of. But we've seen this happen. Chip Kelly, Dorian Thompson-Robinson play as a freshman.
Yes.
So I love it. Start him young and develop as Dillingham develops too. It'll be a good marriage.
This is that Kenny Dillingham called, as you mentioned, Pine's injury a curveball, which really I think kind of set the wheels in motion for what's going on.
100%.
And also Kenny admitted his plan for the quarterbacks has potentially been derailed a little bit, which I think, and a lot of folks that have said, and we had Jeff Van Raphorst on Friday, the color analyst for the Sun Devils and former great quarterback at ASU, that was saying Pine was having a really good camp. You know, the transfer in from Notre Dame. But also, you know, he praised Rashada. Dillingham praised Rashada for his maturity and the way he's been throwing the ball. And I'm like you. I'm surprised that the guy it's a brand new offense. Bourget knew the last offense. He had it down pat. But with this new offense and the way that Kenny Dillingham wants to do, like he did at Oregon, might have been a hindrance for Bourget. But it's not like Pine pulled that hammy up in the pines. Pardon the pun.
Oh, God.
Could
his microphone away from
I'm sorry.
him.
But Minuch, what do you think attributes that if you're Bourget? I mean, obviously the starting job isn't set until the first game, but most people around the Valley thought Rashada was just going to wait a whole year and sit, and now he's
maybe even redshirt.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think that I think this staff was impressed with the way not only throwing the ball, making the reads, understanding the adjustments. Kid can run a little bit too, but his pocket presence seems prototypical.
Okay.
That he's a kid that'll make the read. You know, not only, okay, I read here and I come to my second guy or he's gone. Stay in the pocket. And like I tell a lot of guys, when you move, keep your eyes up. You know, let running be the last resort. Because once you move, those defensive backs get lost in where you're going.
Right.
So he can find them. So I think there were several keys that impressed the staff in reference to what they want to see out of a young quarterback. So he might be a year or two ahead of schedule because of his maturity of picking up the offense and doing things they want to see that typically you see out of a sophomore or a junior.
Let me reference this because I thought Jax made a pretty good point where he talked about Chip Kelly at UCLA. And
he bit the bullet on that, man.
Yeah, he did.
He did.
Yes, Thompson. And now he's playing great for the Cleveland Browns when he's had a chance to come in the NFL during the preseason. My point that I want to make, Chip Kelly took that chance. It paid off for him. Other coaches from time to time will take that chance. But for Kelly Dillingham in his first year, Kenny Dillingham, thank you. It's not really a chance. It's his first year, and nobody really is expecting that much from ASU.
And Jimmy, to your point, Chip Kelly did the same thing.
Yes.
He took over the reins at UCLA, a downtrodden program.
They were at that time.
And Mora, I don't know what happened over there with Mora and recruiting,
Yeah.
and things were just getting done. Rick Neuheisel tried to get it back to prominence as well too. Just wasn't getting done. So Kelly said, "Okay, this kid, we can build with him. He's talented. Yeah, he's raw. Rashada's going to make mistakes. Trust me.
Yep.
Especially when you got teams like Oklahoma State you got to take on.
Yep.
Some of the big boys. I call it big boy football. But I'm like you guys. I'm like, okay, he's a first year with Kenny. He's got the ability.
2 minutes.
He's going to learn. Let's go with it, and then let's build with your young quarterback. It's a rebuilding year anyway."
I think the big thing, too, is that Craig Fouie said the guys are adapting well with him. They love the youngness, the spark to him. And I think something, too, Manouch, that credits Rashada is he came in the spring. If he were to come in the fall as a true freshman and kind of, get to know the guys and establish leadership and stuff like that, it'd be tough.
It was interesting because you talked to Rapper, and with Pine going down and the whole Bourget thing, we don't quite know. He was just kind of like, hey, Manouch, this Rashada kid's pretty good.
Yeah.
He's been impressive. He's been impressive to the staff and his players. And then yesterday, you hear about, Fouie talking about, hey, look, it seems as though things are pointing toward Rashada. And I just you go 2 and 2 because they're out there watching these guys.
Oh, yeah, they are.
And aside from the whole Pine thing, which I think kind of threw this whole curveball, as Kenny Dillingham said, that it seemed like with Pine out for, it could be a week, 2 weeks, whatever, if it's a hammy. Because when he went down the sideline at Tonazone, he grabbed it. I mean, he was hurting.
Yeah.
That this might be the next best thing is Rashada, who might have been forced to go move forward maybe a couple, 2, 3, 4 games, or maybe a year ahead of time. But you know what? Kenny will coach him up.
We'll see if it works.
And if he makes mistakes, it's okay. Let him make mistakes and work the kinks out, so to speak.
1 minute.
So they've got Southern Utah, Fresno State, and Oklahoma State as their first 3 games. Oklahoma State before Fresno State. Do you wonder, what do you see him doing? Because by that time they play USC late September, you would think that Pine would be fully healthy to go.
Well, and that's going to be interesting you bring that up, Jax, because this Southern Utah, and folks, let's not kid ourselves. This is a game. It's going to be a hard-fought game, but they should be a scrimmage. Then you got Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State, at home.
That's at home, thank God.
Yeah.
But, there's not a match that Kenny Dillingham's offense can't match. It's just they got size, they got speed. Oklahoma State's got a damn good team.
Good coach.
Here's good coach.
Excellent coach.
I mean, here's the thing. True litmus test, not only for Rashada, but for this team. And then Fresno State, they're up and comers.
No cupcake.
No, they're up and comers. And then guess what happens? You get into big boy conference play.
That's it.
USC, here we come. But that's interesting you bring that up, Jax. If Pine is healthy, do you give the reins back to him, or do you just let the kid play it out this first year?
Mm-hmm. It's going to be interesting to see what takes place here. All right, everybody, those are our top headlines, always presented by the Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona. Quick break. When we come back, our El Bandito Yankee Tequila contest, you get a chance to win a $25 gift card if you beat the El Bandito Yankee Tequila owner and former, I hate to say this, K-State Wildcat and Green Bay Packer Jim Bob Morris. We've got 3 picks, and